Hello, it's Leslie here. So today I wanted to talk about the last lens that I own, Tamron 90mm macro f2.8 lens. This is my first macro lens. I hunted around for quite a while because I wanted a lens with little distortion, and I wanted to buy a new lens. I didn't want a second-hand one, and this is the one I found for me. The Nikon was a little bit too big and heavy and expensive, and so there was this, and I bought it, and I'm not sorry I bought it. It's quite a good lens, really. So they've got a new model after this, and that model is now approaching its end of life. I've just seen it on Tamron's website. So I'll put up a few photos I've taken with this lens. One, I took this lens to a local bushwalk when I used to live in well, I won't tell you where I live. So I took this lens to a local bushwalk just to see whether I could get some photos of, well, leaves or ants or insects or something. And yeah, I was able to get some great photos of some bull ants. So I put up a couple of photos of the bull ants. They are the world's largest ant. So I was able to get some really good photos of these ants, which are still alive. Of course, I didn't kill them because I'm kind of a Buddhist mentality, so I don't kill things unnecessarily. So they're alive. So they're not stunned in any way. So I'm standing basically on the edge of a bull ant nest, down on the ground, with bull ants all around me approaching me. So I had to be careful. So it was quite exciting. It was quite fun, really. Exhilarating. So yeah, they attack you if you get too close to them. So yeah, it's quite exciting. And the weird thing is you see these ants huge through the viewfinder. So it's almost like a monster approaching when you see it coming towards you. It's really quite funny. Now the other thing I wanted to talk about was I took another photo in Spain with this lens. I suppose you could call it a macro street photo. So I'd like to see more macro street photos, but they're very hard to get, especially with now that we have all this social distancing stuff. I think it'll be fun to get macro street photos happening because nobody's doing it. And I'll show you the photo that I was able to get, as I was able to get really close without being creepy. So I'll put that up now. This is as close as I've managed to get to somebody on the street. Totally candid, not a photo shoot, just total street photography. So I'm proud of that image. And anyway, so yeah, I don't have too much to say about this lens. Bad things. I think I wanted to say it seemed. Oh, I'll put up another few street photos as well. There's one other one I took from inside a train station, looking out. So I'll put that up now, and that seems to have like smooth bulk hair. If you look at the ant photo though, the highlights on the ant's abdomen part look a bit weird, but I don't think that's a property of the lens. I think that's actually a property of the texture of the ant, the light reflecting off the ant. I don't think that has a property of the lens, because in other photos you don't see that, and I think the ant's got some special microstructure to it or something. I bet you if you look under a microscope at an ant's body, you probably see it's not uniform, it's not a mirror. So that's probably why you get this weird color effect with this highlight on one of these photos anyway. So I like it. It focuses really fast. The focus is really good. I like it. in comparison, the 1.8G from Nikon, this one focuses a little bit squeaky. It sounds a little bit squeaky. This one sounds more like a proper ultrasonic motor. So yeah, made in Japan as well. So this is the only macro lens that I have. I like it. I'm keeping it. It has image stabilization as well for that price, so it's really good. The other thing is, I should say that for one of those ant photos, macros, I think I might have used this Raynox adapter to get really close. I might have used this, so I'll talk about this in another video. But to get really close, you can use this, and then you struggle with the depth of field. So I wasn't as happy with super macro, whatever you want to call it. But I found myself being intrigued by textures and things. You know, if you're, I should take this lens out more because it's really fun to use and you see things that you don't normally see. So it's a fun lens, and also, yeah, I'd like to do more street photography macro. Yeah, I think it's exciting, and nothing gets the adrenaline pumping like macro street. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. This is my other lens. Yeah, I actually have one more lens on order. I bought this new lens, so I won't tell you what it is until it's here. It's a vintage lens. It's one of the only vintage lenses I own. I own one other one. So it'll be interesting to look at this vintage lens. It's from 1963. That's all I'm going to tell you. But it's from 1963. I just paid for it yesterday. It cost $200, somewhere between $200 $300, more like closer to $300 probably. But anyway, that I'll be making another video about that too. So that'll be very interesting because that is a very interesting lens that's to come. So thanks for watching. Bye.